いうイエス・キリストを身をもってください。アーメン。
Just not been performing as well, which the market hasn't been doing well. It's done better this year, but even with the broad market indexes showing, you know, decent results, a lot of that has been pretty narrow in terms of the number of stocks affected. It's only broadened in the recent past. So I'm not surprised that maybe you just haven't done as well, but this is also an unusual time. We're on the heels of a pandemic. We've, you know, we're looking at a possible recession. We've had 11 rate hikes. I mean, this is one of those tough environments. I would direct you back to the previous 12 years before the pandemic, where we were in a raging bull market. And let's say we were to enter into one of those, you know, next year or the year after, you know, then we have another run. That's what you want to be in, those kind of long-term upward trends that we have, you know, typically every 10 years. And because you've got time on your side, I'd much rather you keep that money in the 401k with a long-term perspective, with the right investment mix appropriate to your age and risk tolerance, as opposed to, you know, taking a shorter term perspective, and that would be to pull it out on a borrowing basis and drop it in a CD. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I guess it sounds like I kind of need to call Vanguard and see if they can maybe realign some of it to where it can get a better return there.
I think that's right. Perhaps connect with one of their advisors there. If there's not one you're happy with, you could connect with a certified Kingdom advisor and just say, hey, listen, can I pay you for your time just to analyze my options and help me pick, you know, allocate this among some good mutual funds that are high quality, that have good long-term performance, that are appropriate for my age.
お父さん草履持ってきた。お父さん草履持ってきた。草履持ってこないと床は汚いから。
That helps.
ピックアップしようか。じゃあ次忘れないように。
A little bit, and I wondered, where should we exchange our money for euros?
Yeah.
Should we do it at airports when we get to Europe? Should we do it here in the States? I'm just not sure what to do.
Yeah, very good. Hey, before we talk about that, tell me where you're going. This sounds like a great trip.
We fly into Budapest, and then we get on a river cruise, and we go all the way up to Amsterdam.
Oh, that sounds fabulous. Wow, what a great trip. How cool. All right, yeah, I would love for you to do it ahead of time. So at a bank or credit union is usually your best option for where you get your money before you go, because it's a familiar option. They tend to offer the best exchange rates. They may charge a conversion fee, but it'll be much less than other options, certainly less than the option that would be presented to you in the airport, either here or there. And it really helps with making a travel budget. Then when you get there, I think the key is to try to use ATM machines. You know, those will be the best way for you. And some banks have in-network or affiliate ATMs in other countries, so you want to familiarize yourself with that, because there's even some institutions that reimburse you for ATM fees. So doing a little homework on that before you go. Also checking on your credit cards. A lot of credit cards will waive international card transaction fees. So you might want to say, which credit cards do I have? Give them a call and see which one might be most advantageous to use while you're there. And then your bank should be able to buy that currency back from you as well. So I think that's going to be your best option. Do it ahead of time. Do it at a bank or a credit union. And listen, you guys have a wonderful time. That sounds like a fabulous plan. You be careful, but enjoy yourselves as you get out there and travel abroad. We appreciate your call today. We're going to take a quick break, folks. We still got a full lineup of calls, so much more to come on Faith and Finance. I'm Rob West, and we'll be right back. Stay with us. Our thanks to Certified Kingdom Advisor Wade Chessman, President and Wealth Advisor, and his team at Chessman Wealth Strategies in Dallas for their support of faith and finance. Their goal is to help their clients expand their understanding of biblical financial principles and how to implement them. The website is chessmanwealth.com. The phone number is 214-572-2120. Investment advisory services offered through CWM LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
My wife, Jan, played in the marching band in high school and then in college. They all had matching uniforms, but when they played the music, nobody played exactly the same thing. As believers, unity of the faith, we're not the same. We're different. We have different parts to play, but there can be unity as we play our part in Christ Jesus.
Exploring the Word, weekday afternoons at 3 Central on American Family Radio.
What's most important to you when it comes to choosing your financial advisor? Someone who's aligned with your biblical values? How about someone who will take the time to explain your options? Certified Kingdom Advisors are professionals who meet high standards in competence and integrity and have been trained to offer biblical financial advice. To find a Certified Kingdom Advisor in your area, visit faithfi.com and click Find a CKA.
We are grateful for support from Sound Mind Investing in the Faith and Finance Program. If you have money in a retirement account or just a general investing account, you know the stock market can sometimes seem like a roller coaster. But it is possible to enjoy both profit and peace of mind in investing, no matter what's happening in the market. You can see a short video webinar on that topic at soundmindinvesting.org. Since 1990, Sound Mind Investing has sought to offer financial wisdom for living well. soundmindinvesting.org.
Here on American Family Radio. Sit back and enjoy. We're going to cover a lot of ground here in our final segment. We'll get to as many calls as we can to Indianapolis. Hey, Marty, thanks for calling. How can I help?
Thank you. I recently just went through a divorce, and I'm living in my aunt and uncle's house while I'm helping him remodel it. And I've got a few dollars that I got through my divorce. I was just wondering, how should I save that? What should I put that in? And eventually, within 5 years, I'd like to buy me a piece of property.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't invest that, Marty, just given that you said within 5 years, which tells me that potentially could be 3 years. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm just kind of watching, and if something comes along that's a good deal, I'd like to be able to jump on it.
Okay, yeah. So the last thing you'd want would be to drop a lot of this in stocks, and all of a sudden you're ready to make that purchase, you find that property, and now you're having to sell them at a loss, because we don't know whether the market's going up or down in the next, year or two. We're investing based on long-term trends, not, near-term trends, and something less than 5 years, I would say, is too short of a timeline. So I think the key for you right now is just to kind of reset spiritually, but also financially, and really take a look at your spending plan first, because that's really the cornerstone of every financial success from a dollars and cents standpoint. I mean, we've got to really begin with our hearts and just say, do we understand God owns it all and we're stewards, and am I free from the grip that money can have over me, and am I giving? That's going to break the grip of money over my life. But then, once we have our belief system right, that's going to inform our behaviors. Kind of the cornerstone to any good financial plan is a spending plan that allows you to live within your means. So, putting down what income sources do I have, and especially now while you're, living in your aunt's place, helping them out, maybe your expenses are reduced more than they will be certainly when you buy your own place. And so how do I take full advantage of that? What expenses do you have? Where can you cut back? And how much margin can you free up every month that you can use to accomplish your goals, which should be aligned with your values and priorities? And if that primary financial goal is socking away money for a home purchase, well, great. Let's open an online savings account, probably at an online bank. You can check out bankrate.com to find the online bank for you. You're probably going to be earning 4.5% interest. It's FDIC insured. You link it to your checking account, and every time you get paid, you just automatically transfer whatever you can over to that savings account, which is your down payment fund. And let's try to build that up. But I think the key for you is, let's try to get your spending right, so that you've got that margin. You don't have any debt, is that right, Marty?
That is correct.
All right. What about long-term investments like retirement savings? Do you are you working right now, or are you just working by way of helping?
No, I am working full time, and I've got about $800,000 in my retirement. I'm 40 years old, and then I've got about $30,000 that once we had to sell everything, that was my part. So I just kind of figured, okay, I got this little bit of chunk of change. I don't want to just go on a spending spree and waste it away. But it's a good, housing gets are pretty wild right now. So
they are, yeah. Well, that changes things a little bit. I mean, you still need a spending plan, but you're well on your way to having everything you need with an $800,000 401k at age 30 or 40, whichever you said. So I think the key for you right now is, as you're socking away money for that home purchase, just put that in a savings account. It'll be safe. It'll be liquid. Get it out of your spending account so you don't, as you said, spend it on just extra frivolous stuff. And that way you'll be well on your way to making that purchase when the right place comes along. Hey, listen, all the best to you, my friend. I know you're in a challenging season right now, but draw near to the Lord. Really invest in a great Bible-believing church. Spend some time in God's Word, and we'll trust that He gives you a new vision for what He has in this next season. Let's head to Schererville, Indiana. Michelle, go ahead.
Hello. I am 52 years old. I have never been married. I do not have any children, and I am an only child. My father has passed away. I am currently the caregiver to my mother. The time has come that I will need to stop working and be a full-time caregiver for her. I currently do have a 401k, but since I will be leaving that job, I would like to roll it over, but I don't know where to roll it over to since I won't be putting money into it.
Wow. Well, Michelle, this really honors the Lord. I believe the Bible is clear that we need to take care of our parents and our family, and you're certainly doing that at a time where your mom needs you, and I'm delighted to hear that. What do you have in that 401k roughly right now?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm going to say it's about 80,000.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you may be slightly under, what it would a minimum for an advisor. A lot of times they'll have a minimum of 100, in some cases 200 or 250,000. But I think you're right. You do want to roll it to an IRA, and you can either manage it yourself and pick those investments, or I would encourage you to hire an advisor to manage it for you. Our friends at soundmindinvesting.org could give you some advice on some good high-quality mutual funds to select. Soundmindinvesting.org, or if you wanted to invest yourself and you wanted some faith-based investing options, there's some wonderful mutual funds in the faith-based investing space on our website at faithfind.com. Just click on the show and you'll see funds like Eventide and One Ascent and LightPoint portfolios. There's some great options there. So I would say either a do-it-yourself faith-based approach, or check out soundmindinvesting.org, and then you'll open that IRA, probably Fidelity or Schwab. You'll roll it out from the 401k. That's not a taxable distribution, and then you'll just deploy it in those investments at that point.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Michelle. Thanks for calling. We appreciate it. Let's head to Pennsylvania. Hi, Pamela. Go right ahead.
Hi, quick question. My husband and I are retired, looking at selling our home next spring and looking to profit about $300,000 to $400,000. We are going to be going overseas for a year. So my question is, what to do with that money in the meantime?
What do you plan to do with it when you get back? Buy another house?
Probably.
Yeah. So I think you just need to keep it safe and try to earn as much as you can on it. I'd probably drop it in a 1-year CD Right now you can get 5.5% on $400,000. I mean, you would be able to, make $22,000 over the next 12 months and take zero risk, FDIC insured. You'd probably want to put it at 2 different banks, or you could have it in different account categories. So you could put $250,000 jointly held, and then another $150 if you had $400 in your name or your husband's name only. Those are 2 different account categories, which means you get FDIC insurance up to $250,000 each. But I think beyond that, I love that idea, and that way it's safe. You get a great return on it, and when you get back, it's ready there with, in my scenario, $22,000 more in interest for you to then redeploy it.
Okay, quick question then. So, could I put both of them in my name? And I say that because my husband is beginning stages of Alzheimer's.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that. You would just need to use 2 different institutions. So you could have a CD up to $250 at one institution, and then open a second one with another institution. Both of those could be in your name only, but you need to use 2 different institutions to get the $250,000, twice. And so what I do is go to bankrate.com, click on the button that says certificates of deposit. It will sort by the banks and institutions that have the very best rates. Pick 2 that have the highest rates, that are highly rated, and you'd open 2 different CDs in your name.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. To Cleveland, we're going to finish with Rita. Go right ahead.
Hi, thank you for taking my call. I went to a wealth preservation dinner and then met with the person that was doing, and now I'm so totally confused with everything, because they were saying that the things that I have hidden costs that I don't know about, and I've had the same financial planner before that I've had for like 25, 30 years at least.
Yes.
And then they're saying to trade like some of this in for annuities and put it in, consolidate it more, because I have it in different accounts, and then to convert like $30,000 every year to a Roth, but I don't even understand where that money is going to come from. So I'm like overwhelmed right now.
Yeah, let me ask you this: how was the steak? Was it good?
It was delicious.
Okay, good. That's all that matters, because I don't think you should do any of that. These financial seminars with free steak dinners are notorious for resulting in a lot of complicated insurance products that make a lot of commissions for a lot of salespeople that may not be in your best interest. So do you have a great relationship with your advisor, and how's the money been doing?
I thought it was doing okay. There's just one account that I do have a little bit of an issue with, and then I have 2 insurance policies that I'm paying on that are going to be totally underfunded from a financial planner that I had years ago that I left because of that very thing. I didn't get it, but I didn't realize that I'd be paying all these years into this, and now I'm going to probably not even have it when I need it.
Well, I would get to a trusted advisor, whether that's your current advisor or another one, not somebody who's buying you a steak to sell you some insurance products, to look at your whole financial picture, those insurance policies, the performance of your investments, develop a comprehensive plan with a very simple and straightforward investment strategy, not something real complicated that's created by an insurance company. And if that's your current advisor, great. If you'd like to interview 2 or 3 others to compare, I'd connect with a certified Kingdom advisor there in Cleveland on our website, faithfi.com. Just click find a CKA. But that's really what the direction I would go, is an advisor who's a financial planner, not the insurance approach. Thanks for your call, Rita. God bless you. Well, we're so grateful to have you with us on the program today. I appreciate Robert Youngblood, Jim Henry, and Devin Patrick. Couldn't do it without my amazing team. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and come back and join us tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast may not necessarily reflect those of the American Family Association or American Family Radio.
90.5 KTXG Greenville, Dallas.
Association, a ministry with a mission to inform, equip, and activate people like you to strengthen the moral foundations of American culture and to give aid to the church here and abroad in her task of fulfilling the Great Commission. We couldn't do it without your day-to-day day-to-day support. American Family Association. Find us online at afa.net.
This is American Family Radio, a listener-supported ministry of the American Family Association.
American Family News, I'm Steve. Over 75,000 workers are walking off the job in the largest healthcare worker strike in U.S. history. Jonathan Hunt has the latest.
These Kaiser Permanente workers are calling for the dawn of a new era of pay. They want, for instance, a $25 minimum wage. They say that staffing levels post-pandemic are at dangerous levels, dangerously low levels for both the workers and patients. So they want changes across the board. Now, Kaiser officials say that they are working hard to get to a deal. They are working hard to address what they admit are short staffing levels.
8 Republicans joined Democrats to oust Republican California Congressman Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker. Aisha Hasni has more.
The House is out of session. We don't expect a speaker vote until next week. That means the House is paralyzed. Lawmakers can't pass legislation, including a very important budget that's due in less than 45 days. Committees, they can hold hearings, but it's doubtful that they will. And Congress is practically paralyzed, and Matt Gaetz not worried.
What's paralyzed the House of Representatives has been the failure of Speaker McCarthy. What paralyzed the House of Representatives was not taking up appropriations bills.
Some Republicans talking about expelling Gaetz if his ethics investigation finds him guilty.
Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett says that it was time for a change in leadership. Fox's Brian Kilmeade lashed out at Burchett for his position, but the Tennessee Republican stood his ground.
What do you think is going to do for the Republican Party and chances of holding on to leadership in the majority when it looks like you're the ringleader of a circus led by Matt Gaetz, who likes to blow things up but not offer any new ideas? Are you happy following Matt Gaetz? Is that your leader?
I'm not following Matt Gaetz. I made my own decision. I didn't ask.
If Matt Gaetz didn't stand up, you weren't going to challenge. You know that.
I believe I would have.
Oh, come on.
Oh, well.
Please, you were praying about it 1 minute. The next minute, you're going to lead an insurgency?
So you don't think that praying about it's important? Is that what you're saying?
One minute you're praying about how you're going to vote with Matt Gaetz. And the next minute you're going to lead an insurgency?
Listen, you got a predetermined answer to everything. I
have an opinion about what's going on. Do you have an opinion too?
And you talk over me every time I try to make a point.
Make your point.
The point is that we're $33 trillion in debt. This speaker was woefully lacking in leadership skills. He always places the blame somewhere else.
Moms for Liberty is encouraging people this week to teach kids to read. Chris Woodward spoke to one of the co-founders about the campaign.
Tina Deskovich of Moms for Liberty says we are struggling right now with the lowest reading scores since the 1980s in America, so we really need to put the focus back on the basics and work with students to help them unleash their full potential.
We are really excited to have Ryan Walters, the state superintendent in Oklahoma. He put out a press release yesterday, I think, saying he declares that this is also Teach Kids to Read Week for the whole state of Oklahoma.
When it comes to low scores and other problems in education, some people and politicians push for more funding. But Deskovich says billions of dollars were spent last year on public education.
Hashtag Teach Kids to Read. We are doing it on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook right now. We've created some great graphics that you can share with statistics about all types of things that are happening in public education that are kind of fun to share. Find one that you can relate to and you want to share, and please put it out and use the hashtag Teach Kids to Read.
I'm Chris Woodward.
And finally, there are new numbers regarding wages and job growth around the country.
Job growth by private employers slumped and was much weaker than expected in September. Payroll processing company ADP is reporting 89,000 new private sector jobs created last month. Economists were predicting nearly twice that number. Wage increases appear to be moderating. September pay was up 5.9% from a year ago. ADP says it has been seeing a steady decline in wages in the past 12 months. The monthly employment report is released on Friday. Ginny Cosola, Fox News.
For American Family News, I'm Steve.
Will you please help 1 million moms reach out to the Children's Network Nickelodeon?
They aired the 2023 MTV Video Music Awards, which featured a flood of barely there costumes and highly sexualized choreography. And it aired at a time when many young children were likely watching. Please sign our petition urging Nickelodeon to never again air the VMAs. Visit 1millionmoms.com to help protect our children. Thank you.
Good morning, Will. Good, how are you?
Good.
Friday, just I wrote it down for you.
Oh, buffet dinner too?
Yeah.
Nice.
If you come earlier, yeah.
Yeah, I've already told my daughter about it.
Oh, okay.
It's her birthday too, so yeah.
So when you get there, call me.
Okay.
So we can meet together.
Okay, awesome.
Can I go? Huh?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay.
Good.
The saying much larger in the generic sense. Sure.
For those not aware, Shazam is, the little kid that turns into like a giant superhero.
Oh yeah. 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 Well, thank you for the superhero reference. I'll take that. That's right. No cape, but
Not all heroes need capes.
that's true. And from the first Incredibles movie, if you remember that, capes were often the size of the heroes in the city.
Stick around, because we have plenty of things to